It's me getting my car repossessed, y'all. Y'all already know everything going on. And I literally came out today for the first time in a long time to get some groceries. And as soon as I got in there, I saw a glare and I looked out the window of the grocery store and I'm like, why is that truck backing up in front of my car like that? And they are taking it.
Poor, poor,
My car
poor,
got
poor.
repossessed after I lost my job. I was out of work for 4 months. I told you guys in March that a man started stalking me and I had to leave my job. And while I was out of work, I must have applied to over 150 jobs. I was willing to take anything. And I had a savings that held me up for 2 months. And then I went into debt, borrowing funds and using a credit card. Now, before I got hired at my
First of all, stop the cap. You know who was stalking her? The repo man. It was the repo man that was stalking her. She she quit her job so her car wouldn't get taken. We know the game. Stop lying.
Man, stop lying.
Just lying. We know what it was. The repo man kept showing up. You were hiding your car. You was hiding it in the garage, hiding it behind co-worker cars. Saw him pulling up and you didn't run outside real quick to get to the car. No, he's not stalking you. He's coming for the car. Salute. What's happening, black man? Yeah. Winter's been here. It's not coming anymore. It's been here. R.I.P. to the brother KS. It's been here. They out here losing jobs, getting evicted. Now we just going to show them getting their cars taken. And I talked about this before. The reason why they get these cars taken, they couldn't afford them in the first place. They always want to look like they're doing well. The average car payment right now is $750. That's the average, right? So even the average is too much for them because they're not making a lot of money. And on top of that, the money that they do make, they too busy spending it. They have bills to pay. They have kids. So you would think that, if they can't afford $750, right? Don't even think about get a hoopty. Save up some money and get yourself a beater. Get $3,000, $4,000. Get you a Toyota, a 2000 Toyota, a 2001 Toyota. Those are still tanks. They're hoopties, but they still tanks. It don't cost much for the brakes. All you have to do is get an oil change. Oh yeah, they're terrible looking cars for the when it comes to the the aesthetic of it, because they're old cars. They're hard to look at, but you'll still be able to get back and forth to work. No, not Keisha. Keisha need to be in a 2022 BMW, the 2024 Mercedes-Benz. So it's not $750. It's $1,000. It's $1,100. It's $1,200. It's $1,500 a month, and that's just the car. We're not even talking about maintenance. We're not even talking about oil changes. The oil changes for those cars is about $200. It's about $200, $170 to $200. So every time there's an oil change, you got to come out of pocket a couple of $100. They can't afford it. And then, we tell them that, hey, go get yourself a hoopty. Or at least if you're going to finance a car, get the lowest payment possible. No, they have to look like they're out there doing well. They always do that. That's why you think, they're getting evicted, they're getting foreclosed on in these homes because they can't afford it, but they want to show people around them or people that don't even know them pretending they're doing well. No, you're not doing well. Y'all don't make that much money. You don't. You're at the bottom of the barrel and you still trying to front. You don't need to front for me, Keisha. We know you're down bad. Before I go to the next video, I just want to show you these cars, right? This particular brand, make and model. It's a 2021 BMW X5 M. Now you have the regular BMW 2021 X5. You have the regular X5, and then you have the X5M, right? These are a little more pricier than the regular ones, right? Has more features, more like the sport mode, right? But this is the price of it today, right? Today. And even with the low mileage, this is the price. Now, I have BMWs, right? I have BMWs. Nice looking vehicles. Beautiful. But when it comes to, depreciation and value, it drastically drops, man. It drastically drops. Mercedes, I drove all these foreigns. They drastically drop. After a few years off the lot, it goes from 20 to 30 to 40% in a flash. The trade-in value is not that great. It's nothing like a Toyota Camry or a Honda. You buy a Toyota Camry for about $20,000, $30,000. The resale value is going to be anywhere between, maybe, and I'm talking about after a few years, maybe, 15 from 20. And if it's 30,000, maybe 25, it don't go down that, but it don't go down that much. It doesn't go down that much. The resale value on these Hondas, Toyotas, Lexus, they're very high, still high. Sometimes you can even buy it at a price, like say you buy a Lexus at 30,000, right? You can sell it probably the next year for more, depending on what car it is. Whether it's the ES, the GS, the IS, you probably could sell it for more. You never going to get that with a BMW. You're never going to get that with a Mercedes. You're just not. You're not going to get it with an Audi. The price just drastically drops, and nobody likes dealing with these cars. People really don't like these cars at all. So now that I showed y'all this, let's go to the video. Now this is a woman with the car I told you about. Look, the 2021 BMW X5M. Let's go.
To a point in my life where I set all my bills on auto pay, right? Yay me, I'm excited because I'm like, yeah, I ain't gotta check, I ain't gotta log in here, I ain't gotta check here, check there, check here to see if I made sure I pay this, because baby, listen, I will forget. So I got all my bills set up on auto pay, so I don't have to worry about no bills not being paid, right? So something tells me to go check my car because I want to see how much I have paid on it since I had got it like last year, February, March, somewhere around that time. when I had got my BMW X5. So I checked my Capital One, which is, who I got my van through, and I'm like, okay, we almost halfway there, almost done. But I signed in to check my BMW, and it said I only paid $5,000. I'm like, no, I'm being scammed. Because not only am I on auto pay, but I'm paying I'm paying $19.93, which is a hell of a lot, right? I know. That was the stupidest thing I ever done. But anyways, I'm paying $19.93 a month for my BMW X5. And y'all telling me that since last year of March, I only paid $5,000 towards my car.
There you go. Black men, I'm telling y'all, Keisha has the uncanny ability to turn one bum into two bums. Now, I've been seeing this video float around, and I'm hearing that, she paid, close to $100,000 for this for this vehicle last year. And you just seen the price of the vehicle, right? You just seen the price of the vehicle today. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true it is, but if I had to guess, it's probably close around that range. Maybe that 70,000, maybe that 80,000 range. And these cars cost anywhere with low mileage. I'm talking about with low mileage, anywhere between $40,000 to $60,000 with low miles. And so she's on the hook probably for around, $75,000, $80,000. And she's paying $2,000 a month for a vehicle that is not worth. It's just negative equity. $2,000 a month for a 4-year-old vehicle. $1,993. And she only has $5,000 towards what she paid. And here's the thing. This is the reason why when it comes to finances, I say this all the time, they don't pay attention. It's just, let me get whatever I want to get. Forget looking at the paperwork in anything, whether it's a car, whether it's a mortgage. When you look at a car, right? When you look at a car, when you're paying, especially when you start paying, most cars, anywhere between 3 to 4 years for you to pay off. The beginning of that loan, the life of that loan, the beginning, you're going to be paying more for the interest than you will be paying for the principal. As the loan gets older, the more the money will go towards the principal. More the money will go towards the principal. But in the beginning, all that is just interest. So $2,000 she's paying per month. About $200, maybe $300 of those dollars is going towards the principal. The rest is going towards interest. And anybody, if she was with anybody that had any sense, right? And they only mess with Pookies. Pookies don't know this. Pookie, he don't. But if she was with somebody that was responsible financially, right? Two things is going to happen. He's going to tell her, hey, this is a bad idea. I don't care how nice the car look. This is going to put us in a hole. Let's just get something a lot a lot less. So we don't have to worry about paying this much money per month. Let's do that. You know what she would have told him? She would have told him, no, she's still getting a car. And then what ends up happening is when she's broke, she's going to be coming to him for money. When she's broke, she's going to be relying on him for most of the bills. When she's broke, she's going to be telling him he's going to need to step up and bring more into the house. And it's not a scam. It's not a scam when they're telling you what you're going to be paying. Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous when it comes to, how much they're charging. Yeah, but when they're telling, because they tell them, hey, this is what you're going to pay. This is not, this didn't just pop up out of nowhere. This ain't hidden fees. They told her, you're going to be paying $1,993 per month for this vehicle. That's not a scam. They're telling you, this is what you're going to be paying. The paperwork is right there. The paperwork is right in front of their face. They give them the paperwork right there in the office. This is how much will be going towards interest. How much interest you got? 24% interest. You know the interest is high. What is it? You can calculate it right then and there. No, they don't do any of that. She just saw the car, saw how pretty it looked, and said, yeah, I can't wait to stun on my other Keishas. Can't wait to stun on the neighborhood. Can't wait to show everybody who don't matter, who don't care about me, what I'm driving. And they're poor. I keep telling, when you see these Keishas, I said this plenty of times, when you see these Keishas in these vehicles, these Mercedes, these BMWs, these Audi SUVs, when you see them in that, they're poor, man. They don't have the bread. They don't have the bread. $2,000 for a car payment is diabolical. $2,000. A year of that, 6 months to a year of that, of paying that, you could put a down payment for a house. You could put a down payment on a house. Her interest rate is like 26%, 25 to 26%. And now she want to review all her statements after a year. I'm telling you, if you get with a Keisha, you will become a bum. You will become broke because of decisions like this. They want to keep up with the Joneses. They want to front for everybody. And they want to do it at the expense of being broke. And you will be broke with them. Wow. I was going to end the video there, but I just had to show y'all this. I had to show y'all this, man. I'm telling you, being with them, you're going to end up broke. Listen to the Lone Ranger, Keisha.
Hey, y'all. So I seen a girl come on here and do payment breakdowns. So I'm gonna do it too. So y'all think her car note is crazy, but I'm paying $700 a month for a 2009 BMW 328i, and my insurance is $400 a month. Okay, and I only get paid $1,200 every 2 weeks, love. Like, this is crazy. Like, and my car got like 100,000 miles, so The man told me it was a good deal. You know, I don't know anything about cars, so like I just got it because I'm like, okay, I guess this is a nice car. And he was like, yeah, that's a good deal, you ain't gonna find it nowhere else. And I ain't have nobody with me, and I ain't know nothing about cars. But y'all, is that too much for a car note? Am I being scammed? Because I already don't know.
The Lone Ranger Keisha and all that lip smacking is just, I know it's just too much. It's just too much. But let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. She gets paid $1,200 every 2 weeks, which means she makes only $600 per week, right? A 2009 BMW. This is a 16-year-old car. For one, this is a 16-year-old car, and yeah, they got you. This was a highway robbery. They got you. They said this is the car for you. This is because they know that the car is not worth $700 per month. A 2009 BMW is not worth $700 a month. Not worth much anyway. It's not worth much, period. You know, it's not really much. It's a 2009. And if you know anything about BMWs, you know the older they are, the more problematic. If you want to get some real use out of a BMW, it only could be about a few years old, right? That's why BMWs really are just for leasing. You lease a BMW, a newer BMW for 2 years, and then you trade it off for another newer BMW, and you just keep trading it off every 2 years. They're really cars for leasing. They're not cars for financing because they're not that great as time goes on. So a 2009 BMW, 100,000 miles, you already know it has electrical problems. You definitely know it has oil leaks, right? And just because it's a BMW doesn't matter if it's old or not. The oil change is going to be around $200. When you're this broke, you can't be purchasing these vehicles. At 100,000 miles, a 2009 BMW, $700 per month, 100,000 miles on it, they got her. They got it. Any car, any BMW that has 100,000 miles, you already know it's a no-go. It's not like a Toyota. It's not like a Honda. It's not like any of these vehicles where if it's 100,000 miles, it's not going to scare you at all because it's a Toyota. Those cars go for a long, 200, 250, 300. I know somebody who had Toyota Tacoma. Those trucks went to like 400,000 miles. They built to last. But a BMW, 100,000 miles on it? Oh, absolutely not. You can keep that. They got her. They knew the car. They knew nobody is buying a car. Anybody who has any sense is not buying a car. They know that it's going to be problematic. So they skipped on that. Not her. Not the Lone Ranger Keisha. Not her. $1,200 every 2 weeks, $700 on a car note. She is poor. And again, I'm going to say this again. You end up with a Keisha. She has the uncanny ability to turn one bum into two bums. You can go ahead and play around, but this is them, and this is the reason why after they lost those 300K jobs lost, the reason why they don't have any money to sustain them for months, at least until they find another job, is because it's doing things like this. That's why they broke. Because black men, I know y'all wondering, hey, y'all lost your jobs, but y'all been working for the government. Y'all been working for these jobs that y'all had for years. Y'all didn't save any money. No, they didn't save any money. They didn't invest any money. They too busy blowing it because they thought that the job would never end. They're going to continue to get paid from this job until the sun burn out. And now look at them begging every time, a handout. Where's your bread? Oh, you kept splurging. You kept splurging money that you don't have. You in debt. You can't afford the bills. You can't afford the mortgage. You can't afford the car note. This Keisha makes $1,200 every 2 weeks and went and got a BMW, because it's not just the car note. It's not just the car note. It's not just the car note. What if something happens with the control arm on the BMW? Oh yeah, that's $1,200. What if something happens? You need a alternator. What tires? Do you know how much tires cost? What happens when it's time to change the brakes, the rotors? You don't have the money for this. This is not the car for you. But they want to stunt so much in a 2009 BMW to make it look like they're doing okay. You know she stay broke. So where are you living at? Who's paying your bills? Who's paying? Wait, probably on Section 8. Probably on Section 8. These are bums, man. These are straight up bums.
Bums.